little bit of a controversial topic today. But right now, entire neighborhoods in Gaza are disappearing. They're being reduced to craters and rubble in a matter of hours. Airstrikes are hitting schools, refugee camps, and even aid convoys. The United Nations, well, over 20 of their experts are using a word no one wants to hear: annihilation. No, this isn't just another skirmish. It's not a conflict. It's not a flare-up. This is a full breakdown of everything that held the Middle East together. And the world, we're watching it in silence. Because here's what's really going on. This isn't about just Israel and Hamas. This is about what happens when the global order breaks down and no one gives a damn anymore. Before we go deeper, today's video is sponsored by Dubby. It's my go-to for clean energy with no sugar, no jitters, and no bullshit. When I'm sorting through international law violations and leaked Israeli intelligence docs at 1 a.m., this is what gets me through. Support the channel, support Focus, grab yours in the link in the description below. And if you're done with globalist nonsense and ready for straight talk, subscribe to America's Geopolitics. Now let's break it down. Right now, more than 35,000 people are dead or missing in Gaza. Entire blocks are just gone. UN schools, leveled, hospitals, they're running without fuel or medicine. And what kind of hospital doesn't have medicine? Is it a hospital anymore? The IDF, they're not pulling punches. They've shifted to a total war doctrine, targeting Hamas infrastructure no matter how embedded it is. And let's be real, Hamas isn't innocent here. They fire rockets from apartment buildings, they store weapons in hospitals, and hell, they want as many civilian casualties as possible, because every photo of a child in rubble gets them a little sympathy. But here's what's changed. This time, even friendly countries, they're starting to turn on Israel. France, Spain, Ireland, they're pressuring for sanctions. UN experts are calling it a genocide. Amnesty International is labeling it as a war crime campaign. And still, no peace talks, no ceasefire, just silence from the so-called leaders of the world. You know, China, the US. Why? Because nobody's left who wants the damn job. The US, we're exhausted, overstretched, distracted. We've got our own damn problems. We've got immigration, tariff wars, and an election that just about split the country in half. No one in Washington wants to get dragged back into the Middle East again. Europe, maybe they could do it, but they're a mess. Germany is facing an industrial collapse. The UK just got rocked by Reform UK surge. In France, they're dealing with riots. Again, Arab leaders, well, they're stuck. Saudi Arabia and Egypt, hey, they both hate Hamas, but their populations, they sympathize with the Palestinians. So the governments sit on their hands, they issue statements, but they don't really do anything. And Iran, you know they're loving this. They've got Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Shia militias on call. This war, it's draining Israel, destabilizing the region, and giving them cover to keep building nuclear capability. As for the United Nations, let's be honest, it's a goddamn joke at this point. All they do is go there and talk about doing this and doing that, but they don't actually do anything. And while the world dithers, the chaos is just spreading. Egypt, they're getting overrun with refugees. Jordan is being pushed to the edge again. Lebanon? Hell, Hezbollah is openly threatening a second front. And Syria? It's still a damn wasteland of factions, militias, and proxy wars. But the real wild card? The Strait of Hormuz. If Iran pushes this far enough, if oil tankers start getting hit, if a regional war becomes a global war, then you know what? We're looking at $150 oil. We're looking at empty gas stations in Europe. We're looking at grocery prices climbing again in the U.S., and you know how much we love grocery prices climbing in the U.S. And this isn't just about supply chains this time. Already, you've got U.S. ships shadowing Iranian naval units. You've got Israeli jets intercepting drone swarms from Yemen. The entire region is a hair trigger, and nobody's finger is steady anymore. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, President Trump. In his first 100 days back in office, Trump's approach to the Gaza crisis has been anything but conventional. He has expressed unwavering support for Israel's action in Gaza, with the White House stating that he fully supports Israel's resumption of air and ground operations. But Trump's involvement goes beyond mere support. In February, he proposes a controversial plan for the U.S. to take over Gaza, suggesting the forced relocation of 2.1 million residents. And I don't know that I think this is a great plan or that I think America needs to be involved in making the Riviera the Middle East, but I think this is a great question that we're going to need to talk about as a world. How do we start rebuilding anything there, sending any money to Gaza to do anything for the future until the fighting stops in one form or another? And I think before we even have that conversation or before we start any reconstruction, that's the conversation we have to have. Now, Trump's proposal, it provided cover for Israeli politicians to support the forced resettlement of the Palestinian population. Furthermore, Trump's administration has been in talks with Israel about the U.S. potentially administering Gaza, leading a traditional government to restore safety and security without including Hamas or the Palestinian Authority. This plan, it'll be modeled after the U.S. administration in Iraq post-2003. Of course, this has raised concerns about feasibility and the potential for further destabilization, because we all know how great it worked out in Iraq. So Gaza's burning, Iran's watching, and the West is stuck between moral outrage and strategic paralysis. The consequences? Oh, they'll be coming soon to a global market near you. If you want the truth the media won't touch, subscribe to America's Geopolitics now. Drop a comment. What do you think happens next? Dubby powers every single episode. No sugar, no crash, no bullshit. Get yours in the link in the description below. This is Frank from America's Geopolitics.